Hello everyone. In this tutorial, we are going to learn how to combine AutoCAD data extraction table with an existing Excel table. So we are going to use an ID key as an attribute to bind or tie items both from the AutoCAD data extraction table with an existing Excel table. So in other words, we are going to link AutoCAD data extraction table with Excel table using an ID to bind the items. So you can see I've got an Excel table here containing the furniture items list. Alright, like the bedroom set, the C sofa, one-seater sofa, three-seater sofa, the dinner table, and a study set. Alright, so these are the list of the furniture items. So in this particular floor plan of the condominium design, it contains several of the furnitures which we are going to label it with an attribute. So as stated previously, attribute is something like an ID key that we're going to use to bind the items both from this AutoCAD data extraction table with an existing Excel table. You can see in this Excel table, it contains a data field of an ID, which we are going to make use of this to bind the items which is extracted by the AutoCAD software. So in this particular table contains data fields such as ID, product number, furniture items, and unit cost. Alright, so first step is we are going to define an attribute. So you can do that by clicking Insert tab and clicking Define Attributes button here, or you can even type in the shortcut command which is ATT and click this particular command, and we are going to name this particular command as an ID. Alright, so this is an ID tag of an attribute, so we are going to make the justification as middle center for this particular ID, and we are going to set the text height as 300 mm because this drawing is in mm. Alright, and then click OK. Click OK now. Okay, so we are going to put the ID attribute around here, and we are going to make it like a bubble for this particular ID attribute by using a circle command. We type circle, C, enter, and type INS for insertion object snap, and snap it at the center here, and type in the radius in 300 mm. Press enter. So we already designed our ID bubble here, which later we are going to combine this particular bubble with a dimension multi-leader. So before we do that, we have to block it or define this particular as a block. So you can also do this by clicking the create block button, or this create block function here. You can click this particular button, or you can type in the shortcut as B, enter, and name this particular block definition as ID or any name that you want. Like for me, we are making this particular name as consistent, so we are still using the ID as our block definition. So when it asks for a base point, so just click pick point here, right? Click at the center of the circle as its base point. Click select object. Select the whole bubble here, ID bubble here, and press enter. And click OK. So when you click OK, right, the block will actually ask us to enter an ID. Let's say we just enter 1 or 2 or 3 just to try out or to test this attribute value in this block. So just click OK. You can see that the attribute has been defined in this block. So we are actually combining the attributes with the block. So I'm going to delete this for a while. I'm going to click to Annotate tab because I'm going to make use of this multi-leader to label all of these furniture items. Alright, so the objective is to label all these furniture items with a multi-leader so that AutoCAD can calculate or can count how many items is being used in this particular floor plan. Like for example, there are 2 bedroom sets, there are 1 sea sofa, there are several of 1-seater sofa here. So how many items are being used in this particular floor plan can be calculated or extracted by AutoCAD software, and later you can combine this particular information with an existing Excel table. Alright, okay, so we are going to label every of the furniture item here by using a multi-leader. So I'm gonna, before I want to label this with a multi-leader, I'm gonna click multi-leader style by clicking this particular button. Alright, click this button to set our multi-leader style and click new to set our new multi-leader style. So I'm going to name this as ID just to keep it consistent. Alright, ID here and click OK, click continue. Alright, so the content of this multi-leader style for the ID, you can use multi-leader type block. Alright, block. So because we are going to attach the ID block which we have created previously into this multi-leader, so I'm going to choose block, and the source of the block, you can click this drop down list here and choose user block. Okay, so in this particular file there may be some other blocks which you can associate with, but in this case we are more interested to select this ID drawing block to bind it with the multi-leader. So I'm going to use this ID block with an attribute here. Okay, click OK, and then you can go to the leader format type and adjust the size of the arrowhead into 200 mm. Alright, this arrowhead is 200 mm. You can go back to the leader structure tab and adjust the setting landing distance as 200 for this particular multi-leader. Alright, and then click OK. So our objective is to actually label all the furniture items so we can let AutoCAD count or calculate how many items are being used in this particular floor plan of this condominium design. So you can see in this particular furniture list, ID1 is for the bedroom set, ID2 is for the sea sofa. So I'm going to label this now using this multi-leader. So I'm going to click multi-leader and click this bedroom set here. Click here, click, and it will ask for an ID. So I'm going to put 1 because 1 is meant for this bedroom set. Alright, so I'm going to put 1 here and click OK. Alright, so I'm going to find more bedroom sets. Okay, we have another bedroom set here which we can later label it. So I'm going to choose multi-leader and click on this bedroom set, click here and type 1. Okay, for its ID, click OK. And for this sea sofa, the ID is 2. So you're going to label this sea sofa as ID2 with a multi-leader. So I'm going to click this multi-leader now. Click this particular sea sofa. Click here, and enter 2 as its ID. Click OK. For this 1-seater sofa, alright, the ID is 3. Alright, by referring to this particular furniture list table. So I'm gonna label this with a multi-leader. Click here and click this multi-leader sofa. Click this 1-seater sofa. Click this and name it as 3, ID 3. Alright, click OK. Click multi-leader and click this, put it 3, click OK. So find other one-seater sofa. So click multi-leader here, click this, type ID tree, click OK, click multi-leader here, click here, type ID tree, and then click OK. So there is one more one-seater sofa here. So I'm going to click multi-leader here, click here, type tree. Tree is the ID for the one-seater sofa. So I'm going to put tree here, click OK. For this three-seater sofa, the ID is three-seater sofa. The ID is 4. All right, referring to this particular furniture list table. So I'm gonna put a multi-leader to label this three-seater sofa. So I'm gonna click here, and type 4 as its ID. Click OK. For this dining table or this dinner table, I'm gonna click multi-leader here, click here, and label it as ID 5. Here, click OK. Alright, and you can see here ID 5 is for dinner table and ID 6 is for study set. So for the study sets is ID 6. I'm going to click multi-leader and label this study set here, study set table here, and ID it 6. Okay, and click multi-leader here, label this study set here, and put this ID as 6 for the study set. So what are you going to do right now is to extract the data, all right, specifically the amount of items that you use per furniture. So we are going to find out how many bedroom sets are being used, how many sofa are being used, how many one-seater sofa, three-seater sofa, how many dinner table, how many study sets are being used in this particular condo design floor plan. Alright, so how to do that? You have to click the insert tab here. Alright, the insert tab here, and you have to find a button called the data extraction button. Alright, so I'm going to click this data extraction button. As soon when I click this particular button, the wizard of this particular data extraction is going to ask us to create a new data extraction. So we are going to just click next to proceed this. So I'm going to click next now. Alright, so this particular wizard for data extraction will ask us to actually name this particular data extraction. So I'm going to name it as, you can name it as anything actually. For example, I'm going to name this as FL Condo, stands for Furniture List Condo. Alright, so I'm going to name this data extraction as FL Condo. So I'm going to click Save now. So in the next step, the wizard is going to ask us, where is the data source coming from? So we are going to choose this particular file, because this particular file is our current file, our current drawing, right? So I'm going to click next here. Okay, so what are we to select right here in this list is the multi-leader. So you also got to check this particular display blocks with attributes only. Make sure you check this also. All right, and uncheck this multi-leader and right click this and choose invert selection, so that AutoCAD will actually select or tick this multi-leader and uncheck all the other items. So what are we interested in is in this multi-leader item, because in this multi-leader item contains the ID key, which we are going to use this to bind or to link the AutoCAD data extraction table with the Excel table containing the furniture list. So I'm gonna make sure you choose multi-leader, click next. Make sure you check this display blocks also with attributes only. Click next. Alright, and then you can see that there is a long list here, but what are we interested in right now is the ID data field here. So I'm going to uncheck this first and right click and choose invert selection, so that AutoCAD can uncheck everything else excluding the ID. So what are we interested now is the ID key here. Click next. Alright, so you can see that AutoCAD has extracted the data. So what does this particular table means that the multi-leader contains the ID 2 have one instance. The multi-leader containing ID number 4 have one instance also. The multi-leader containing the label ID 3 will have 5 instances. So I'm gonna sort this out first. Alright, okay. And then I'm going to click this link external data to link this particular data containing the count or the amount of items that we have inserted in this floor plan and combine it with this particular Excel table here. Alright, so I'm going to click this link external data. Alright, and I'm going to click this button here to choose the source of the external data. So I'm going to click this and try to choose the Excel file which is located on my desktop. But before that, you have to create a new Excel data link. Click this and name it. So I'm going to still use the same name like previously. I've labeled this as FL Condo. So I'm still gonna name it as FL Condo just to make it consistent. So click OK. Alright, and AutoCAD now asks us to browse a file, to select a file, which we are going to link it with this AutoCAD data extraction table. So I'm going to click this to browse through, and I'm going to target to desktop and choose this particular file. Alright, FL Condo, which is this file, FL Condo, see? Alright, you can see the name here. And I'm going to choose this file, double click this file first. Okay, and you can see a slide preview showing here as our table. Alright, and I'm going to click OK now just to confirm that and just to accept all the default settings here. So I'm going to click OK now just to confirm this. Alright, and click OK. So now the AutoCAD data extraction wizard will ask us to find a data field which we can use to bind both tables together. So as stated previously, the data field which we are going to use to bind or tie items both from these tables is the ID key or the ID data field. So I'm going to choose ID here and ID from this external data table. Alright, you can even check match of these two fields before you want to generate this particular table. So I'm going to click check match to see whether the key pairing was successful. So in this case it is successful, so click OK. Click OK now and click OK just to confirm that. So you can see this is the preview of the table, right, of the composition of this table. Alright, but in this case we are not interested in this multi-leader column here. So you can just right click this column and just choose hide column to hide this particular column. So you can go ahead and click next. Alright, so you can also output this particular composition of this table to an Excel file if you choose this particular option here. Alright, you can output this particular composition table in this particular set option here if you want to output it into Excel table. But in this case we are not going to output this data into Excel table. We are going to insert the data extraction table combined with the Excel table into this current drawing. So I'm going to choose this option, click next. Alright, and just give it a title. So I'm gonna just type the furniture list item of this condo design. right? Furniture list items of this condo design. All right, that is the title. You can put any title which is related to this table and click next. Click finish. All right, you can locate this table here. If you zoom properly, you can see the table has been generated. All right, with the count or the amount of items is being used in this particular floor plan, right? So but this table is very small, so we are going to scale bigger this particular table. So I'm going to type SC enter to launch the scale command. Click the scale command, select this table, enter, click this as my base point, click. And when it asks for the scale factor, I'm going to put 1000, meaning 1000 times bigger than the original value, the original size. So I'm gonna move this. All right. Okay, so let's say if you want to edit this particular table, you can do that by clicking any cell. All right, and just go to the above option here to unlock the cell first. Okay, I can unlock this cell and right click if I want to change the properties, right? The properties of this particular table. So I can go to properties, I can change the text color to green, I can change the background fill to blue color, for example. All right, so let's say you want to adjust the color for this particular header here. So you're gonna select all of these cells. All right, go to cell locking, unlock it, right click properties, and you can choose any color that you want. In this case I'm going to choose green color, and I'm going to choose the background fill as blue color. All right, so there you have it, a composition of data fields in one table that combine both AutoCAD data extraction information and also an existing Excel information here. So I hope this particular tutorial can benefit all of you in understanding how to combine these two tables together. Thank you for watching.